This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook live show. It is the eve of Thanksgiving. Appreciate you all tuning in here with us as you get ready for tonight's Emirates Cup. We got 8 games on this DraftKings main slate. Grande, how are we doing, sir?
We are definitely doing. Very interesting 8-game slate, 9 games today with Boston and Detroit tipping off right now, which I find bizarre, but like whatever. That's what they decide. They want to get their Thanksgiving started early. So, yeah, I think it's in very interesting slate. There hasn't been a whole lot of news to break so far. SGA went through shoot around. He looks like he's going to play. Everyone in Miami upgraded to probable. But there hasn't really been anything. Dylan Harper is going to play. Yep. There hasn't been anything groundbreaking just yet. We could obviously, Shaden Sharp is basically the biggest. Yeah. Zach Edey. Those are like the two that we're currently waiting on, a little bit of Dennis Schroeder. So, and we're probably going to be waiting for most of those because there 2 of the 3 of those players play at 10 p.m. tonight. So
it's in the late window. So
we have a lot of Giannis, I guess, would be the other one, right? Yeah. We're waiting on Giannis, but we should know that pretty early. It's an interesting slate. It's the NBA, so anything could break at any time, and it wouldn't be overly shocking. But yeah, fun slate, ready to get into things.
Yeah, we do appreciate you guys tuning in. Our guy Po Gen pops in during baseball season here for the NBA today, just saying hey to us.
Definitely above the clouds right now, John.
Yeah. Big day for him tomorrow, right? All that food.
Big day.
Cujo in here, and Jeff also saying good evening to us. I'm sure many of you guys are prepping your turkeys, getting everything ready to go, all the stuff for Thanksgiving, and getting ready for some NBA here tonight. Again, top spend ups, Giannis and SGA are up over $10,000. The only 2 guys over $10,000 are both over $11,000 tonight. We've talked a lot of SGA this year because we haven't really had an opportunity to play a lot of SGA this year. Yeah. Because they've just been in blood. So it was one of the last 10 games he's actually played fourth quarter minutes.
Yeah, they have the highest. They're currently the record holders for net rating this year. It's plus 17. They are currently breaking the record from the 2024-2025 Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Which was net 13. Mm-hmm. So they were winning, average win by 13. 17 seems unattainable by any other team ever if it ends that way. So yes, they are blowing literally everybody out of the water. And that includes, by the way, the first 2 games, they played 4 overtimes in.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you what has been since.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, again, if we think this is going to be a competitive game, it's still a 10.5 point spread. But they've been 17.5 point favorites at times this year.
Yes.
Minnesota obviously is a team that many thought would be a contender in the West at this season. We'll see if they can get their ship back on track here. But they have Edwards and they have Randall and Gobert, like DDV. They have pieces to make this game competitive enough to get SGA and company into the fourth quarter. And if we're going to get fourth quarter SGA, then I'm going to have some interest at $11,000.
Nothing to add, because that's what it comes down to. It's a tournament only play for that reason and that reason only. You just don't know if there's going to be fourth quarter, because as good as some of those players on Minnesota are, the OKC defense is better. And the OKC ship, wagon, cruise line, whatever is better than everybody else's. So it's more intact. It's just, so yes, tournaments, absolutely. Nothing else to show for it, because if this game's over, I'm sure he can get you 16 3/4, but it doesn't feel good at $11K that he only plays 3/4.
I agree with you. Steve saying good evening to us as well. Also says he likes the homemade stuffing, not the boxed stuffing. All right. Curry, Fox, Booker, Brunson round out the 9K tier. That's sort of your next group there. In the playbook, I just wrote up Fox and Brunson. I just kind of picked my favorite two of that group. It's no knock on Booker or Curry. If you want to get to them, you certainly can. I just really like this spot for the Knicks against Charlotte. Charlotte's throwing a whole healthy team out there. It's only a 6-point spread, but a high game total. We know Brunson can put up some elite scoring numbers there. And then Fox on the other side of there, they're 1-point underdogs and of 240 total against Portland without Drew Holiday. So for me, those are the two guys in the 9K range. But again, I don't have any issues if you told me I want to play Booker today or I want to play Curry. They're fine.
Yeah. Also, the Knicks are already playing a lot of minutes, and now it's the Cup, right?
Yep.
Like they are still alive. I'm looking for the tweet from yesterday that they have with all the situations. I'll find it. But yeah, he looks really good. He's low owned. Like the Knicks are getting zero. I guess Brunson's ownership has spiked a little bit because as what I'm looking at right now, they were getting no ownership before.
Yeah.
I guess that changes what I was about to say because I was operating under the assumption like I love the Suns tonight as like a whole.
Yeah.
But Brunson would have been a clear pivot off Booker. That is not the case in terms of ownership. It's just if you prefer Brunson over Booker at this point. Fox
is your pivot now, honestly.
Fox and Curry are your pivots, who I think are both solid pivots, but I do prefer that Booker and Brunson range ultimately. Okay. Especially with Dylan Harper back. Not that I think Harper's role is going to impact Fox much, but he did have a high usage rate, did play a lot on the ball. So
yeah, it's
obviously worth talking about.
Yeah, you're getting 3% Fox and 1% Curry, from an ownership perspective, and you're getting 18% for Booker and Brunson now.
Yeah.
Again, these things can certainly change as more news breaks or things happen as we get closer to roster lock tonight at 7:00. And that first game is Knicks Charlotte. So, you'll know right away kind of where to stand with that matchup there. If you go down into the 8K range, Amin Thompson was the only one for me that made the playbook. Again, no knock on ball, or if Giannis does get ruled out, I'll probably go back and add Rollins in at $8,400. But it was Thompson really for me. I don't know what to do with Miami.
Oh, stay away.
Everyone's gonna play. Hero looked great, but if Powell and Jaquez and if everyone's gonna be active, Hero should be unaffected by this, right? Like in terms of minutes, like Hero is going to play. He's someone that's not going to lose time. It just would have been better for those other guys to just not be there so we could know the role, right? Or know the rotation. It's still a great spot for Tyler Hero. And $8,100 is probably where he deserves to be priced, truthfully. But Amin Thompson was the one I wrote up. Rollins will make the playbook if Giannis gets ruled out. Ball, fine, but they're a fully healthy team with a lot of shooters now. And then Westbrook is also like fine if Schroeder gets ruled out. Maybe Westbrook becomes more of a consideration for me.
I mean, I don't think like LaMelo's problem is the shooters. I think it's the minutes. I mean, he just isn't playing. Sure. They're just like not playing him down the stretch. I can't get there. You're right on Rollins. It would have to be a situation where Giannis is out at that price. Same thing with Westbrook. If Schroeder's out, that changes the equation a little bit for Westbrook. Thompson, dude, the role last game for Amin Thompson, I have it written down here, 27.5% usage rate last game for Amin Thompson, which, hasn't been the case for him. I mean, Şengün's usage was way down and Reed Shepherd's usage was way down. It was like literally Thompson and Aaron Holiday who soaked up all the usage in that game, which, goes to show you all you need to know about, where the focus was. And I think a lot of that's going to be the same thing with Golden State. Like, yeah, you're going to try to shut off the water of Alperen Şengün and have everyone else beat you. The best thing I think about Thompson is the minutes. Like this rotation, another team that's just going to play Nobody, right? They're going to play like 8 guys tonight, and Amen Thompson's going to approach 40 minutes in a competitive game. So I agree. On the hero front, I do think you're correct. Like, he's going to be the one that's largely not impacted. Him and Bam would be the two that I suspect just like don't lose any time. The only thing with they can use the hero coming back from ankle surgery to like slow play him. So if he played 30 minutes tonight and there was just like a 1 minute increase, it wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Right? Because like they can now be like, look at this. We have 12 guys we can play. Let's just slow play this because we keep winning. Like we're like third in the East right now. We continue to be really good. Like we can slow play you into whatever.
Like is the plan for Hero to be the point guard and Davion goes to the bench?
I don't think so, because I think personally him and Norm is like a bad defensive pairing.
Okay.
Where Davion is like your clear best on ball perimeter defender. So like so now you have a situation. Is it Wiggins or is it Ware going to the bench? Because it's obviously one of those two. Or is it Norm? You can't bench Norm. And Wiggins has played too well. As well as Khalil Ware is playing.
What I'm asking, like what
you're asking Khalil. This is a question you're asking me about Khalil Ware, and I think it's Khalil Ware to the bench. That is my opinion.
Insane for a guy who is doing what he's doing right now. Right?
I don't disagree. I just think that's what happens. Because look, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins would be the 3 that I have like the utmost confidence in starting.
Sure.
Norm is scoring too well to just be like, hey, can you be our 6th man? Norm will be like, are you watching what I'm doing?
Sure.
And then Davion's like, you're going to take me off the floor? Look who you have. Who's your best perimeter defender right now? Sure. Khalil Ware is like, guys, I'm playing so well, but like, oh, you kind of have Bam, don't you? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. It's not like a sneaky thing, but like, are the Heat like sneaky contenders in the East with the way that depth is they have on that?
They have a good problem to have. They just have to figure out the problem. Yeah. It's hard for me to like anything Miami. As good as the spot is, it's just kind of like a stay away for me.
It's like how we talked about with the Raptors, where it's like they have a lot of good guys in their lineup, and then it's like, wait a minute. They're actually playing really well together and aren't losing. So
yeah.
But now, if you're going to tell me they're going to start bringing like Norm and Jaquez off the bench,
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
That's who has a better 6'7". No, I didn't mean to do it. Who has a better?
Were you just being that college football guy?
I guess so.
Yeah, bench Bam for sure. Absolutely great idea. Yeah. That's what you're here for, Power, for the good ideas.
As an NBA fan, you have to enjoy watching Miami, I think, right now, just for liking good basketball. So
yes,
and we are fans of the game as much as we do talk the DFS. It's a DFS nightmare, but from being fans of the game,
yes, it's a lot of fun.
So I'm very, very interested to see. Honestly, I want everybody in tonight so I can see what the hell they're gonna do.
All probable. It looks like they're all playing.
Because then, at least for the next slate that they're in, we have like a baseline. So
we think
what they're going to do. You work your way down here. Shaden Sharp would be the auto play if he gets ruled in. I think, did I see that correctly? Do you have 38% with Drew Holiday? Is that what
he did?
Is that what I had a double check and double source?
We can round up too. It's actually 38.7.
Yeah. So
like you in some people's circles that would be 39.
Yeah.
Which is it's a real number. Yes.
Dude, 30. You might as well just call it 40 if you're going to call it 39.
Yes,
I got it a 40% usage rate.
Correct.
There aren't many times we've seen that number.
Correct. Yes.
That's old OG Harden days. 40% usage rate. So, if Sharp is in, and again, you won't know till later probably. Nope. Really good spot. That game last check, they were 1 point favorites, so 240 total. I don't know if that flipped since Harper news or not, but I don't think Dylan Harper's moving lines these days.
No, it's still the same 239.5, 1 point spread.
So Shaden Sharp, again, just kind of elite numbers that he's been putting out without Drew Holiday. You've kind of commented at times the minutes for him, but with Drew Holiday out, the minutes feeling is definitely there. And I mean, the man took 32 shots in the game, so super live. Quickly $6,800. Again, if you're not waiting on Sharp, you can play quickly. We've commented a lot about Jamal Shead and sort of the impact he's made, in this rotation for Toronto. RJ Barrett's out. Quickly does get some nice numbers there, but if you get to him, It's a good matchup against the Pacers in general. And then Gillespie was the other one in the 6K tier that I thought was worth looking at. $6,300. Playing good minutes, been really efficient, good shooting the three. So if you find your way into some Gillespie tonight, you can. I liked him better when he was in the 5Ks and 63.
Yeah,
but he's earned the price raise.
Yeah, I have no Phoenix dude is looks so good tonight. I mean, they just don't play a lot of guys. It's a pace up spot, and Sacramento's bottom 5 defensively. So there's just endless Phoenix love that you're gonna hear from me at least tonight. Sure. So I agree basically on all 3 names. Sharp is a no-brainer so long as there's a limit, and I think there is some leverage to be had tonight. If we don't get the Sharp news before that 8 p.m. game locks, because you could just have a low-owned Shaden Sharp by the end, right? So by the end of the night, because there's 3 games at 10, so love the Shaden play, and you there's plenty of places to pivot. Definitely can get to quickly. He looked good, not great in that first game. He didn't really shoot, and so, I think that kind of corrects itself, especially when Ingram took nearly 30 shots in that game. And I do agree on the Gillespie front. He's probably not the first Phoenix guy I'd get to, but if I'm in that range, looking desperately looking for a guard, I don't have a problem with him, just considering what the minutes and the production has been. They're down 3 starters or 2 starters and the fill-in starter, right? It's with Ryan Dunn. They're down 3 of their key rotation pieces. It's hard not to love Phoenix tonight.
Yeah. I don't really care for much of the 5K range. I don't know.
I like Reed Shepherd.
You like Reed Shepherd?
I do. Sometimes we get lost in what someone did the last game. He played 27 minutes and played 1 fourth quarter minute because of the blowout. And Aaron Holiday went absolutely nuclear and played the final 16 minutes of the game because he had 22 actual points. The likelihood of all that stuff happening again is low. He is a high usage player without you just remove Kevin Durant. It's not a big sample for Houston when it's him, Eason, and Adams. There's basically no sample at all. But it's just Kevin Durant. Reed Shepherd's a mid to high 20s usage guy, fantasy point per minute player. I think last game is kind of an anomaly. He has shot the lights out of the ball. It's a really good pace up spot for Houston, and they run essentially no rotation. I mean, they run.
Yeah.
They're going to play their 5 starters. You're going to get Capella probably in the Adams role. You're going to get Aaron Holiday, and you're going to get JD Davidson, ex-Celtic G League great.
G League MVP.
Yeah, that's your 8 probably tonight. Yeah. Because that's what Udoka does. He just doesn't play a lot of guys. So I think Shepherd is a great play, high 30s minutes candidate as well. But that's really the only guy I would consider in the 5K tier as well.
I do want to say that I did have Shepherd in the playbook. I was just going to talk about him as shooting.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, that's okay. I do like Shepherd from everything you're saying for those reasons. I obviously, again, not to just state the obvious, liked him better at 48 than 56.
Yes.
But he did show a ceiling the other day when he had 27 actual. So there is a chance there. But obviously when you get 30 fantasy points at 48 versus 56, it's a little bit of a different situation there. From a value perspective, is the ownership kind of held still at this spot here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. TJ McConnell, 3,600. again, him and Shed. Shed had a little bit of higher ownership earlier today. It's still up over 10%. But TJM and Jamal Shed, both of these guys coming off the bench. You finally got the over 20 minutes from McConnell last game. 2 games of 30 plus fantasy points. So he had 34 and 14 minutes. And before you say John can't do that, have you been watching TJ McConnell?
Yeah,
so
he's
been in the league. I mean, like, he is a guy that gets on the floor. He is super active. He's a guy that's had like 5 steal games in the past. Like, he's a really good defensive player in terms of getting steals. So you have him at 36 against Toronto, definitely kind of a tougher matchup. But on the other side, a guy that's going to check in at the same time as him, you have Jamal Shed, who's, you said on the show, he is the best assist percentage in the NBA.
Assist to turnover ratio is the best in the NBA. Yep.
7, 9, 10. He's been incredibly efficient converting his assist numbers as well. We've highlighted it's because Toronto is not a team that shoots many threes. So they're getting to the rim a lot. They're getting to the mid-range a lot, and he's able to convert a high amount of his assist chances. And he can score the basketball a little bit as well. You've seen the steal in each game. So you're getting 20 plus fantasy points, but then you add in no RJ Barrett, and he's got 24 minutes in back-to-back games now. So if he's going to start sort of getting increased minutes, it's only going to increase maybe his likelihood to get a double-double sneaky upside play at $3,800. So,
dude, if you look at Jamal Shed's role, we'll start there, and then we'll go back to TJ. You look at Jamal Shed's role, like, no, they didn't start him. They started Jacoby Walter, and he played very well defensively, and he had earned, that start, and he's probably going to start again with how well he played. But we talk about this all the time. He could start all he wants. Jamal Shed closed the last 2 games for Toronto with Barrett leaving the first time and Barrett not playing the second game. They're starting to overlap him in quickly because they're just like, oh, we need to play this guy, right? It's like Mamu getting more time. They're like, oh, we need to play this guy too. Toronto is just playing their best players right now. And yeah, I think Jamal Shed at 3,800 looks really good. It is kind of a sneaky shout, John, like the
double-double?
Sneaky double-double, especially how bad Indiana is defensively. Like, he's done, he's had good matchups, except Cleveland, still like 9-7, where he was, and a steal, which is essentially like nightly production. And at this price, like, that's a great output. So I love Shed in this spot.
Dude,
and
plus 1,200 for Jamal Shed double-double tonight. I mean,
you would imagine you get the value, and then we get the announcement he's starting.
You sprinkle a little there,
It's a couple bucks here and there.
Couple bucks on the double-double plus 1,200 Jamal Shed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to think while he's playing this well and they're without RJ that he wouldn't continue to close halves and games, right? In competitive formats, just with how well he's playing. And then McConnell, we talked about it last night. It's incredibly hard to be like, TJ McConnell played 22 minutes last game, so he's definitely going to play 22 minutes this game. That's not how it works with Rick Carlisle. It's not how it works with TJ McConnell. It might be 14 minutes tonight. It might be 22. It's a wide range of outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But the range of outcome is the part that is worth taking a shot on, because at 3,600, if he plays 22 minutes, he's in every winning lineup tonight. If you get a 22-minute like TJ McConnell, 20 minutes, he's probably in most winning lineups, because he's a 1.2 fantasy point per minute player this year without Neesmith, Toppin, and a couple other guys. And he's a 24% usage player off the bench. And in the situation where Toronto's overlapping Shed quickly, Indiana might be like, oh, we don't need to play any of these other guys. We could just play our best players and overlap McConnell and Nembhard as well. So
yeah,
it's hard for me to look at TJ McConnell and think at 3,600 he's not going to absolutely demolish this price if he gets anywhere near 20 minutes.
Sure.
And I don't know if you want to talk Aaron Holiday here or not, but that would probably be the third guy I'd throw into the mix. I'm not as confident on Aaron Holiday as I am in Shed and McConnell, but Houston just doesn't have a lot of rotation pieces that they're willing to play. And Aaron Holiday, as we've said this for like years, or well, at least since Udoka showed up in Houston, right? Like
Yeah.
Aaron Holiday, no matter what, will go 10 games not playing, and then suddenly he's playing 20 minutes a night because Udoka just wants him in the rotation. And obviously, he's coming off some really good games. So would throw him out there. I think we had a question about Aaron Holiday at some point too. From Andrew, is Aaron Holiday in play? I mean, he's in play. He's lower owned than McConnell. He has the same ownership as Shed. I view Shed and McConnell as better plays, but Holiday is definitely in play. He's the one with the dual eligibility as well.
Okay. DraftKings actually has the Shed double at plus 1350.
Ooh, it's spicy.
So there's that, and there's also they have a Shack Pack promo going on where one of your boosts today is a 50% profit boost on a double parlay. So you throw Shed in there, match him up with like another double, and have yourself a day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But I'm betting the Shed double at plus 1340. So
I like it.
We're gonna go throw some dollars on that play. All right, shooting guard. Up at the top, there's Anthony Edwards against OKC. Basically have no interest in playing anybody against the Thunder. So
Anthony's playing him. I'm rolling with him, and don't trust cream puff softy Towns.
Towns just went for 68 fantasy points. Listen, Anthony Edwards, obviously great numbers, but against Sacramento and Phoenix, he's now going up against the best defense in the NBA. I don't foresee 40 bomb, but Anthony, great leverage for you in your tournaments. So not going to sit here and tell you no. If you want to build a lineup around him, that's fine. The next tier down makes a little bit more sense. Ingram, I like Mikal Bridges. I like a lot of Knicks today, as we kind of talked about. I think it's more than just Brunson and Towns. I think you could play any of the guys in their starting lineup. I think all of them are fine.
Yep.
And then obviously Knepel's there at 69.
Nice.
Thanks. What do you think of, obviously Miller had his 18 shots, took 10 threes, didn't really impact what Khan did there. Are you confident we're just going to keep getting this kind of run from the current odds favorite to win the NBA Rookie of the Year?
There's no reason to think he shouldn't. No reason to think he shouldn't. I mean, the usage is really good. The shot making was a large part of what he was drafted for. He plays with an elite talent at point guard as well. There's no reason to think he can't. The Knicks defense is pretty bad right now. So yeah, I don't hate Knipple at all. I don't think it's a bad price. Now, how do I personally rank him at shooting guard? I love Brandon Ingram. That's not a secret. The field thinks so too. He had a 41% usage rate, John, last game. Brandon Ingram did.
Yeah.
41% usage rate in the first game without RJ Barrett. He took 30 shots. He took 11 threes, something Brandon Ingram is not really known for. The numbers sans RJ Barrett, and they're obviously aided by the big game. 31.7% usage. It's a 4.5% increase, 1.17 fantasy points per minute. So I love Ingram here. And I also would, we talk Shaden at point guard, but I would probably play Shaden over Knipple. It's just not something we're obviously going to know 3 hours ahead of time. So, but yes, to circle back to Knipple, you can obviously play him. He's been great.
Anthony, SGA went through shoot around. We don't have anything on Giannis yet, but we will. Norm Powell officially available today. So
we're about to get the string of tweets about every Miami Heat.
Andrew Wiggins available to play.
Yeah, we're going to get all of them available, and no one's going to know what to do. because like, why would you know
We'll
what
have
to
to wait
do?
and see what the actual lineup comes out to here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at my phone because it's the same update for everybody. They're just available to play.
There's available to play, yeah.
Matherin 69 would be the other one in that range. Obviously, again, Toronto's played some really good defense. Matherin is, a high offensive player for them. So if you get there and he goes off, you'll probably have him at pretty low ownership. Again, dual positional eligibility kind of brings us to a lot of the guys we've already talked about. You do have Jordan Goodwin down here at 54. If you have any interest there tonight, I know you mentioned guys being out. Minutes.
I have a lot of interest. With no Allen, Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, Jalen Green, Ryan Dunn, Jordan Goodwin, 19% usage, pretty good. Over a fantasy point per minute, definitely good. 5,400 shooting guard, small forward eligibility with like mid 30s minute upside. Ton of interest there.
Okay. Where do you go next? I mean, the Malik Monk news, we're waiting on Schroeder for that, right? 44.
Yeah, would really like. I think you can probably play him. I wrote up his points. His points were at 11.5 this morning, which I wrote up. Every heat in, every single player.
Yep.
Which I think you said, but 4,400 is pretty cheap for Monk. Wells has played a bunch of minutes. Like, it's just kind of boring. There's basically nothing else that we didn't talk about at point guard. You could play Cam Spencer. He's playing like he actually overlapped with Vince Williams a little bit last game too. He played really well.
Okogie's getting 20% ownership.
Yeah, Okogie's that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Shooting guard, small forward. He's going to play 30 minutes because it could play more.
You want to talk low usage players? They're
super low usage. Houston's going to play 8 guys, and he's one of the 8, right? Like, that's basically what it comes down to. He's one of 8 guys that they're going to play.
Small forward. Josh Hart 7K again. Wrote him up. Can play him. Good cash game play. High ceiling. 40 plus fantasy points. Well within range here against Charlotte. Fills the stat sheet. Double doubles. Triple doubles.
All the things.
That might be a pretty interesting. Actually, I bet his double double prop is probably pretty low because he's kind of always live to get a double double. But a Shed Hart double parlay tonight.
You're literally rich if you win that. You're a rich SOB. Icy Theory, we talked while John looks for that. We talked Darren Holiday. We are in on, like, he is definitely one of those 3 guards that are playable. He differentiates from McConnell and Shed because he has multi-position eligibility. So
someone must be listening, because I bet I have the screenshot. Bet Shed plus 1340 is now down to plus 1220. So
okay,
people, we're moving books here.
Well, it's because it's a good piece. It's a really good play.
If you do the Shed plus Hart double parlay with the boost,
plus 10,000,
plus 7,000, $20 will win you 1,500 tonight. We are locked in, ladies and gentlemen.
I like it.
We're in Shed Hart double parlay, 20 to win 1,500. You heard it on the show. It's what we're doing.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I like it. No, I see there. You don't have to say sorry. We're just bringing it up.
Definitely don't ever have to apologize.
Absolutely not.
Ever, never. Most of the time, I don't even pay attention to what happens on this show too.
No.
Where else do we go here? I mean, Miller did take 18 shots.
He did. I was looking at this earlier. The Knicks are actually one of the better 3-point defenses in the NBA, for whatever that's worth. I also think it's just hard to get to a $6,800 Brandon Miller when I don't really know what to make of Charlotte. And like, Knippel's been their best player. LaMelo is talent-wise their best player. Brandon Miller can go nuclear at any time. So can Miles Bridges. But We don't know what the minutes are going to be for Miller. We don't know what is there any room for anything?
He's a better FanDuel play.
Scoring?
6,100 on FanDuel today.
Yeah, it's just hard to like what is available for Brandon Miller in this spot, right? Because
if he goes 6 of 10 from 3, though, he goes and scores 35. You know,
sure, sure. Wouldn't be, and it's not. It wouldn't be out of. It's obviously within the range of outcome. Brandon Miller is an elite scorer, but I'll say just tournaments. It's a fun game. That Charlotte Knicks game is fun and a little underrepresented in ownership too.
Vic wants the 6-7 play of the day. We're not going to start doing a 6-7 play of the day here.
No, we're definitely not doing the 6-7 play of the day. But I will say there's only 2 of them, so it would be by default on DraftKings. It would be Dylan Brooks over Khalil Ware unless Ware's starting. But I'd go Brooks because I like Brooks so much.
And Claire Ware would be a double play if he was starting.
Yes.
The Saddiq Bey one is interesting. Back-to-back double-doubles for Saddiq Bey. Andrew could be in on one there. I already used my boost though, so I can just bet it outright, I guess. But
Anthony also just asked us if Saddiq Bey is going to go for 48 fantasy points again. It's very specific.
Listen, I wrote up the fact that, and you and I talk about this a lot, where it's like, you got to throw away old notions of players when they go to new teams, because those teams just ask them to be different things. You and I used to have conversations with our friend Justin Fensterman about Kyle Kuzma. And he's like, Kuzma just sits in the corner. It's like, well, that's what the Lakers wanted him to do, because he had Anthony Davis and LeBron James. He goes to the Wizards and he's getting double-doubles because the Wizards suck. And they need him to not be a guy that stands in the corner. Saddiq Bey plus 750 for the double-double today.
He had 18
rebounding and 12 rebounding chances. Obviously, converting on 12 rebound chances against Atlanta. He had 11 in that game. So, that's very, very good. 13 of 18, so, possibly converting 11 of 12 rebounds. So that's something that's hard to do.
Yes, that is. You are just everything. Like I think when you look at the totality of Saddiq Bey this year with Poole and Herb Jones off the floor, like he's been a really good player. 21% usage, 1.16 fantasy points per minute. So like there's no reason to think that he doesn't continue to be that player, because he's done it.
This isn't necessarily like you're baking your judgment on Ben the last 2 games. If you just scroll the game logs, like the minutes have been there. He's had some really good, some really good obvious scoring games and rebounding. I mean, multiple games of 7 or more rebounds on the year. So, that's all I'm saying.
We also you also just like, we didn't fully expand on anything. You're just hopping in without listening to any context. 21% usage over almost 1.2 fantasy points per minute. So if you want to come into our show and say chill out on Bey, like at least listen to the whole point.
I'm not saying he only had 2 rebounds. I mean, EVC had 13.
Hey, Zion played last game, Ricky, and he obviously performed well. There's no Herb Jones and there's no Jordan Poole. So, that's okay if you don't like Saddiq Bey tonight, but just laying out the numbers, they're good with or without Zion.
That's all we're saying. The guy's been aggressive rebounding the basketball. That's all it is. Rebound chances have been there for him. And he's cheap also for DFS. So if you wanted to play Saddiq Bey at $5,100, it's like, you can knock yourself out. Other mid-tier options you mentioned, liking Dylan Brooks. I'm with you there. Ridiculous numbers for Dylan Brooks. Scoring the basketball, something we haven't seen from him, really. Hasn't been asked to be a scoring player in his previous stops. Goes to Phoenix. They don't have Jalen Green. They say, hey, go be our secondary scorer next to Dylan, help me out here.
Devin Booker?
Devin Booker. There we go. I kept thinking wanting to call him Brooks because his
name is Brooks. Yeah.
They're both DBs, man. So
yep.
Throwing me off. And he's doing it. So, I think that Brooks obviously is an elite play at 67. Also, like Jeremy Grant, if you were in the show the other day, we called it out. We were kind of like live processing the Grant point prop at 19.5. I was like, that seems way too low for what he's been doing. And he went and scored 35. Obviously, if Shaden Sharp is in, cuts into the offensive upside that Jeremy Grant can have. But if Shaden Sharp is out, plenty of shots to go around there for him. And it's a good matchup against San Antonio.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a pretty good play either way, but the numbers without Shaden look quite good. 29% usage, which is a 5% usage bump, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. That's with Shaden and Drew Holiday out. If Shaden's in, I mean, 26.7% usage is still good, over a 2% increase, and 1.16 fantasy points per minute is still good because Portland's another smaller rotation team that is going to give Jeremy Grant a boatload of minutes in a competitive game. So it's a really good play. And to your, to the conversation earlier about Shaden, Grant is a very good guy to have in the back of your mind. Like if you have Shaden in your util.
Yeah, and pivot off down.
And you pivot to Grant. I have currently constructed my build somewhat similar to, because I think there's a lot of opportunity in this. The late 3 games look amazing for me tonight. So I want a lot of exposure there. I like Jeremy Grant quite a bit in tournaments, with or without Shaden, but especially if Shaden Sharp doesn't play.
Does the Knicks blowout concern you? It's only 6.5 points, Anthony. It's not like a crazy spread.
It's always live to happen, Anthony, because it's the Charlotte Hornets.
Yep.
And they're, an embarrassing franchise. No offense to anyone that's fans of them. But no matter how much talent they stockpile, doesn't seem to matter, right? So, yeah. He
can change his name all he wants, but we'll always recognize the faux hawk.
The faux hawk. And COVID was a weird time. Yeah. Shout out to Carlucci, the GOAT.
Yeah. Franchise 2K5. That has to just be YouTube throwing out the username, or do you think he just changed his name?
I think that was either his first AOL screen name.
Yeah.
Or his gamer tag on whatever Xbox or PlayStation platform he uses. That's my guess.
It's probably true. All right, work our way down. Small forward here. Again, throw some darts at Keldon. Always kind of live to have a good game. Same thing with McDaniels. You mentioned Goodwin.
Yes.
There is the controversial, apparently, Sadiq Bey at $5,100.
We hate Sadiq Bey on this program.
That's a lie. We like Sadiq Bey. This guy's been good.
No, only Ricky Lee has something, a vendetta against him.
Apparently.
Shout out to Ricky Lee.
Must have cost him some money someday. Any other value? Obviously, mention Okogie, big Steve Francis guy back in the day. That's fair.
Dude, honestly, best him. I loved him and Coutinho Mobley in those OG Rockets jerseys. That was the best time.
That would have been a perfect time for me to rip out my Coutinho Mobley autograph, but I shipped it to Fensty. So he's
Coutinho Mobley. That's a good place to go. He deserves a Coutinho Mobley.
He does. We did talk a little bit Goodwin here, but we can rehash it here for Dwayne.
Yeah, he looks good, dude. He looks good to quite good. I mean, there was a lot of turnover issues, obviously, in the Houston game. There was blowout, but he entered the starting lineup. No Ryan Dunn. We saw a 33-minute ceiling. There's probably that plus a little more. This is a big pace-up spot. This is a game against the bottom 6 defense. And we know Jordan Goodwin's a really good fantasy point per minute guy, over a fantasy point per minute on the year. So I am buying Jordan Goodwin's stock. 27 minutes last game was kind of I think a fluke with who's in and who's out. But yeah, I think that this is another game where he gets into mid-30s.
I agree. Is there anybody else here that you want to discuss?
Definitely Sadiq Bey.
Sure.
For sure, Sadiq Bey. Anything else? I don't think there is much. I think the power forward position we will go.
Anthony, I don't really have much interest in anybody in Minnesota. It's not to say you can't play them if you want to. Randall has a for sure ceiling. it just feels like a really bad spot on the road in OKC.
Yeah.
I guess because it's the Cup. Maybe they just play no matter the score and you get the minutes. Like,
let's see. We have I don't know what the Minnesota. Let's see what Minnesota's. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Damn it. See what Minnesota is eliminated if they lose and Phoenix wins. They're eliminated if Memphis wins and they lose. And they're eliminated. They need to play. That's what I'm basically getting at. It is important for them to play. So it's not even just like they're playing the best defense. Like, this is one of the all-time best defenses. Like, in recent memory, you're talking about one of the best defenses in the NBA. They have a 102.8 defensive rating, John. Can you guess what the second best defensive rating in the NBA is? 102.8. That is the OKC Thunder defensive rating. Can you guess what the second best defensive rating in the NBA is?
111.8.
110.3. Dude, it's not even like the only game they lost, they were up by 20 and they just messed around with lineups. Like it's just sure. If you want to play, if you're playing like a bunch of lineups, but if you're a single entry player, I just don't love the idea of getting to Minnesota. You can, but like, just doesn't seem like the best idea, you know? Like, it's, I think there's multiple other power forwards we'd rather play tonight, like many.
I mean, Towns obviously coming off 65 fantasy points. He had 65 against Miami as well. This is only a 6-point spread. It's a 240 total. Like, there's a lot to like in this spot for Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't think Charlotte has been as bad against centers as they've been in years past. Kalkbrenner and Diabate are decent rim protectors. They're good rebounders.
Kalkbrenner tries to block everything. He does. He does block a lot of shots, but like, they're still allowing the 7th most points in the paint this year.
Yeah. They used to be like the far and away dead worst team against centers.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
You know, Towns, again, stretches the floor. You know, really great, obviously, gets to the free throw line. So, you know, I do like a lot of Karl-Anthony Towns. If Giannis is in, does Towns outscore him? Per dollar or overall? I think per dollar, I'm taking Towns over Giannis. Does Giannis outscore him overall, fantasy point wise? Maybe. I think they're both very capable of going for 60 plus tonight. Giannis has 80 upside if he's healthy, but I don't know. I mean, it's almost a $2,000 difference on DraftKings tonight, Anthony. So
we've talked about this before. I don't think Giannis is limited if he returns in almost any capacity, because you just can't. Your season is over if he's hurt long term, right? They were actually good. They were actually good with him. Like, they were playing well, and now they're not in the playoffs. I don't disagree with anything you said, though. Like, per dollar, Karl-Anthony Towns is $2,000 cheaper. If Towns has 55 fantasy points tonight and Giannis has 60, well, I save $2,000 for better production, like better per dollar production out of Towns. So, like, not to say Giannis isn't a good play, and he's definitely a good play, but I also like Towns not getting any ownership tonight.
Towns is 12%. Giannis is 13%. Scotty Barnes is kind of your chalk spend up.
Yeah.
Again, a guy that's gone for 65. He's settled into the 40s, high ceiling. Another guy that can get you a double-double, give you stocks, and in that as well. I like Denny. I mean, no one's playing Denny tonight.
Probably a TBD, right? Because Shaden.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. I mean, he still had a 1.4 fantasy points per minute with just Drew Holiday off the floor. That includes Shaden on the floor. You take Shaden off, his usage rate goes north of 30, and his fantasy points per minute's 1.43. So
yeah, it's almost 32, like just around 32% usage for Denny.
So, I mean, Denny's great with Shaden. He's obviously better without, as Grant would be as well, because just shots availability. But, yeah, I would still play Towns over Denny. But if you want to get to Denny tonight, it's a 240 total and there are 1.3.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun game.
Fun game. Zion is getting ownership. I didn't put Zion in the playbook today. I mean,
it's a great game. It's a great game.
30 minutes, 20. Where's our Ricky guy here? Do we think Zion's gonna get just 2 rebounds forever? Well, I mean, he had 3 and 1. Like, he hasn't been rebounded, brother. I don't know.
I think that there is obviously positive regression. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, game time decision
for who?
Per the Thunder, SGA.
Okay. I mean, AJ Mitchell would immediately skyrocket to a core play at 6K today if that ends up being the case.
Shai will go through a warm up to determine whether he will play. That is per Andrew Schlecht of The Athletic. I think Zion has positive regression obviously coming in that department. He is a very high usage player, regardless of how good Derek Queen has been and how good Trey Murphy has been and how high usage Jeremiah Fears has been. Zion still leads the team without Jordan Poole and Herb Jones in usage.
Yeah.
He still leads the team in fantasy points per minute, 1.36. Those are still monster numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You can absolutely get to Zion Williamson if you want to get to Zion Williamson, because if the scoring sticks, and the rebounds come, then he's giving you 50 fantasy points at 8,200, and you will never get him at this price tag.
I'll probably add him in. I wavered on it so much going back and forth.
I mean, it's also I think it's a good play. I don't think it's like he is 20% rostered.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really need a 30 plus minute per, you don't need Zion to have like a 33-minute projection, 34-minute projection. 30 minutes, he's just a high usage guy. So I don't know. I'm good with it. Am I with below or above the field at 20%? I'm below the field at 20%, but I get why the field is getting there at the price tag.
Okay. If SGA is out, chat obviously becomes a little bit more appealing. There's Triple J at 78. You can always play Hart here. Anthony says he wants someone to talk about a Keegan Murray. I think we had another Keegan Murray comment earlier as well. Might have been from possibly him also. But anyways.
Another Boston guy here. I'm surrounded by you people over there in Boston. Anthony's always commenting. All your questions that are basketball related, Anthony's always dropping in the Celtics Celtics knowledge in the chat. Obviously the minutes are what stick out the most, I think, about Keegan Murray. When you look at peripheral stuff, like the minutes right off the bat, I mean, he played 39 regulation minutes. That's a lot of minutes, 39. 37, 39 regulation minutes the last 2 games. He is just, no matter what, not a high usage player. And that doesn't matter who's on this team. When he is playing with Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine and Malik Monk, there's just not a guarantee in usage rate. It's 20%, the 2 of the 3 games. And then in the 3rd game, it's 18%. He's just not a high usage guy. So I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's a good game environment. Phoenix is top half of the league defensively. They're 12th in defensive rating. I have nothing bad to say about Keegan Murray. I also don't have anything good to say. So I'm probably not the person to ask. John, you have probably more Keegan Murray optimism than I do right now. And only because I don't know what to buy. He's a formerly good shooter that has slumped over the last couple of years, that got a lot more money than I think I thought he would get. He is good defensively. He's going to play a lot of minutes. I don't think anything else is really sustainable because he's just not a high usage player surrounded by them.
Yeah, he's not a bad rebounder. I think that's kind of where he had a stretch, and I just pulled it up last year. To start November, so maybe he's just a November baby. Last year, to start November, he had games of 10, 10, 6, 12, 10, 14 rebounds. So that was a 7-game stretch where he had 5 games of, or 6-game stretch where 5 of them he had 10 or more rebounds in. So he's definitely a capable rebounder. He had another stretch in April or March rather, where it was like 4 straight games of 8 or 9 rebounds. So like he can rebound, he can shoot. There are obviously a lot of ball dominant guys on this team. So like you said, it's not like there's ever going to be a usage rate for him, but if he can knock down the shots and then on the other side of the floor get rebounds, then sure. I think there's some value there. But I liked him when he was cheaper. I'd rather just play Grant, I think. And if Giannis is out, we play Portis at $6,300.
Yes.
Jabari's another no usage rate guy, but he has a like 1 fantasy point per minute player at $6,200. Yeah, there's some okay plays. I don't mind Keegan. I'd rather play Hart. I think it's 7K or Grant at 65, but he's fine.
I am him. What are we asking here? You're asking, can someone tell me who are going to do the best? Okay.
We've done a whole show so far, almost an hour into it. You could just rewind and rewatch.
His name is 6767, and he apparently needs to feed himself. So I think we should probably address that by not gambling first and foremost, or not just, playing DFS at least.
And spam in the chat, like, a little chat etiquette here. We don't want to have to put you in a timeout.
Yeah. So please you can rewatch the show, or, you'll see we're going to build a preview lineup at the
end. But we are actually about to build a preview lineup if you let us get there. So you hold on. We got a lineup core to build, and you'll get our favorite plays.
Anthony, why don't you just, instead of going that drastic, why don't you just do it tilt it a little, like going from 80 to 40.
I'll say this: absolutely nobody should ever be in 80% of your lineups, just from a variance standpoint. So,
I think like 80 does seem aggressive for like a mid 6K Keegan Murray.
Yeah. I think back in the day, like there was like the strategy is like nobody should ever be in more than like a third of your lineups.
Yeah, I think it's definitely price dependent, but a 6,600 Keegan Murray does not fit that bill.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, listen, if you have him at 80% and he goes for 50, you probably are a huge leg up on the slate.
No, you're 100%. You're 100% correct.
That's it though. There's nothing else about it for it, right? Talk Precious at center, or do you want to talk Precious now? I guess. I mean,
what about Jay Huff? You want to talk Jay Huff now, or you want to talk Jay Huff?
Yeah, we can talk Jay Huff now if you want. I wrote him up in the playbook. I put him at center, but we can talk about power forward if you want.
He's good, dude. Like just per minute, he's just very good. Tony Bradley's basically out of the rotation.
Tony Bradley shouldn't be in the rotation.
No, but he was, and that's unfortunately the reality we lived for a while.
Yeah.
So I do think there is some merit to getting to Jay Huff with how well he's played. He was in foul trouble last game. He's basically him and Isaiah Jackson. Whoever can stay out of foul trouble will play more, right? Mm-hmm. It's just which guy do you believe will stay out of foul trouble, and you'll win a prize. But at 3,700, he's just gonna be Spider-Man memeing Mamu. So I think Jay Huff at 3,700 looks pretty good per minute. It's tournament play only though. Okay. Also, just quick interesting note here, John, from a Miami Heat lineup question. Yep. One of the beat writers was asked about the starting lineup. He said he thinks that if Giannis is in, Ware is going to start over Davion. And if Giannis doesn't play, he believes Davion's going to start over Ware.
So bigger lineup, smaller lineup.
That is what this particular report is from Brady Hawk. He's a beat writer for 5 Reasons Sports, but that's what he is speculating. Yes.
Okay. Go to center, where it is kind of a mess, I think, tonight.
I got 2 plays that I specifically love.
Are they above $6,000?
They are not. Neither
I
of
didn't
them.
think so. I didn't think so. So we can just jump down to that if you want. Because, I mean, again, if Khalil Ware starts, I do have interest.
Yeah.
But there's also a chance he starts and still only plays 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But
like Shingun, you can obviously play. We could just
I just don't think I'm getting to Shingun tonight. Like,
but I don't think
lineup builds are been right. Like,
but I'm just saying I don't think like he has 70 fantasy point upside and he has no Kevin Durant. It would not be surprising if he just nukes.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't even argue with that. I would agree. I just haven't gotten to him with the way the early lineup builds have gone.
I also agree.
You have Klingon, you have Williams, you have Pirtle in 59, 57, 56. Mark Williams is currently the highest roster play, almost 2-1 tonight.
I love Mark Williams. I've said it all show. I think Phoenix looks great. I think there's a lot to like about Phoenix. Sacramento is 26th in defense and they're 7th in pace. Phoenix is 25th in pace. You're getting a massive pace up spot. Mark Williams, without the 3 guys that are key members of this Phoenix rotation, 17% usage, over a fantasy point per minute. 5,700 is pretty criminal for a guy who's religiously playing high 20s minutes. Has given us 30 as a ceiling. I don't think we get there, but high 20s is a safe projection with a fantasy point per minute output. Love Mark Williams. Love Donovan Klingon for like basically the same reason, except that's a 1.4 fantasy point per minute player when there's no Shaedon Sharpe on the floor. And guess what? He's a 1.4 fantasy point per minute. When Shaedon Sharpe's off the floor, he's almost 1.5 fantasy points per minute, Shaedon Sharpe. So I think Klingon and Mark Williams look great. Like the Klingon minutes have kind of been unlucky at times with blowouts and stuff. And, now that they're kind of where they are, like you're starting to see him play more. I love Donovan Klingon in all formats. I love Mark Williams as well. And you can obviously get to Jakob Poeltl as well.
Primetime Rewind with a pretty good summation of today's show so far.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think Phoenix, with their rotation currently, they're 2-0 in the cup, John, too. Like they are going to play a boatload of minutes. They're going to play their starters and the few guys, Gillespie and like their 5 plus Gillespie plus Iguodaro is are just going to play a boatload of minutes. Like the 8 guys just going to play a boatload of minutes. And you mentioned Sharpe. Jock Landale. I don't think we have. Do we have the word on Edie yet? I don't think so.
He's got a migraine, is what he's dealing with.
Yeah. I mean, look, Landale. There's still no guarantee. Like he's going to play. He obviously had an out of body experience and played a lot last.
I was gonna say he started all year. He never gave us that. So
yeah, I'm skeptical a repeat performance comes there.
And at 5K, like again, I'd rather just kind of take shots on Diabate or Kalkbrenner.
I agree. I completely agree.
Robert Williams, Time Lord. What's Time Lord up to these days?
Robert Williams, Time Lord. He has played extensively as the backup center. He is still the exact same player as always, John. He is on the trade block. He can play high teens minutes, and he has a lot of fantasy point upside. And that's literally what it comes. That's all it is. He has a ton of fantasy upside, and he's on the trade block. And that's Robert Williams for you.
I mean, 7 blocks in the last 2 games. Oh, they're on there. Anything else? Pirtle. Where's Pirtle at? There he is. 56.
Yeah, him or Mamu. You could play Mamu too, for what it's worth. Like both those guys have really good upside. You could play either Charlotte center. They're both good too.
Yep. Do we know who's starting for Adams on the Rockets tonight?
Adams didn't start last game, so
like Capella, we assume gets his minutes.
Yeah, Capella's 3K. You can absolutely play Clint Capella, who's probably going to play somewhere in like that 15, 16 minute range. He is obviously good per minute for Clint. Like, do they go double big tonight? I don't know, but I mean, he is good. Like, he is quite good.
We did get there, Justin. I don't know if I know the show is on a little bit of a delay so maybe you're a little bit behind, but we did talk pretty extensively on Mark Williams. So if you missed it, you can rewind it. If you haven't gotten there yet, you will. Otherwise, this was the first guy Grande talked about. All in on Mark Williams.
All in at the end.
So all in on Mark Williams. He's going to be clicked at as our center for the example lineup.
Yep.
That we do here. Guys, we do appreciate y'all tuning in. If you could hit that like button for us, it does us a huge favor. We have over almost 200 of you in the chat. Only looking for 100 of you to hit that button. So hit the thumbs up for us. If you're new to the show, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Free way to join the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel for us. Just hitting that subscribe button. If you want to join Fantasy Alarm, we actually have our Black Friday deal going on right now. It's 50% off through 2026.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Can I get this? Is this what I want? That's the background. Oh, that's the wrong button too. Hold on. We almost got it. There we go. Hey, fanslam.com/Black Friday. Promo code BF50. 50% off all pro monthly through 2026. So that's $19.99 a month for the year. Cancel anytime. Get access to everything on site. All sports, all draft guides, all cheat sheets, all tools, all betting content, premium Discord access. Right now, 50% off for the year. Black Friday sale only ends this weekend, so get it now before it goes away.
Doc Rivers tells reporters he does not know whether or not Giannis Antetokounmpo will play tonight.
Seems accurate. Seems on par.
Doc usually doesn't.
Par for the course. Williams, Towns.
Who's your play tonight, John? Who's your guy that you need to have? Carl
is in a lot of my lineups. Yeah.
Carl is a good play.
Carl's a good play. We gotta go Shed. I mean, I bet his double. Can't not play him now.
Gotta go Shed now that you are
we're trying to turn 20 into 1,500 today. Might as well just go Josh Hart as well. Just play the John Parlay lineup.
We had the question just now about Jordan Clarkson, and I'm a little interested there because they're healthier than they were the other day because they got Mitch Rob back.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitch Rob is going to start, obviously. And, it's one of those, like, I know that there is, like, Jordan Clarkson is, like, good-ish per minute, but I don't think the Sims are. I'm definitely lower than whatever the Sims are in Jordan Clarkson tonight.
We'll ride this. We'll put the final two pieces in the Discord. Remember, Sharp is there. If he gets ruled out, we'll pivot down. He's 7K. We'll probably even have a couple $100 left over to give you some lineup flexibility. But we do obviously like Grant as a possible pivot if Sharp ends up getting ruled out. So Shed, Goodwin, Hart, Towns, Williams, Sharp, guard, forward, left over, full lineup in the Discord for you guys. We'll have some updates to the playbook made here shortly. We appreciate you all tuning in. Have fun. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat a bunch of food. Watch some football. Grant and I will be back Thursday night. We'll record for the Friday main slate, so we won't leave you hanging for that. And we'll be live at 5 on Friday as well. Good luck. We'll see you then.